When has the distraction ever helped you? When has the scrolling ever benefited your life? We all have had temptation to scroll, to be unproductive, to be lazy, and we can all probably attest that it's never helped. Ever. And our mind likes to justify it by saying, oh, we earned this. We went to the gym. We worked for a couple hours. We can scroll. We can watch a YouTube video. We did a lot today. We deserve this break. But how often does that break turn into 4 hours of scrolling? We don't like to admit it because the truth hurts. But I guarantee you, the scrolling you want to do right now, the video you want to watch, is not worth it. It is not worth it. Numbing your mind, numbing your boredom by watching a brainless, mindless video is never going to help you. It is never going to benefit you. There is a difference from rest, rejuvenation, and detaching. And we all know the difference. And that conversation you're having in your head right now, should I watch this? Should I do this thing where I detach for a couple minutes and then it turns into an hour? You answer that question. Ask yourself, what happens if you do that? What are the consequences? You miss out. You miss out on who you could be. You miss out on growth, opportunity, success. See, those hours you're scrolling where you let that temptation win you over, those are times where you could be bettering yourself, where you could be working on a skill, working on your emotional intelligence, working on your fitness, working on your finances, creating goals for your life, doing anything that moves the needle forward to being your best self. I've never once scrolled mindlessly for hours and hours, went away from that feeling better. I've never went away from that learning something. I've never went away from that knowing I grew. Because you didn't. Because I didn't. I've never grown doing that. And I can guarantee you the same is true with you. That video you think you need, that video you think that will just cure your boredom, never will. And I know it's hard. It's hard to ignore that thought in your mind that I just need to take it easy real quick. I just need to rest, relax. In that moment, I believe that is your higher self testing you. I believe that is God trying to see if you really are the man you say you are. Because here's the thing. God does not give you your dreams just because you pray for them. God does not just grant your request. I fully believe that God gives it to you after you prove it, after you prove that you want it. Because we can all sit down on our knees and ask for a Lamborghini. But who's going to go out there and start knocking doors? Who's going to go out there and start building a business that helps people? Very few. And I believe God will test you. See who you are. Not tempt you, because God does not tempt, but I do believe God tests if you are the man you are trying to become. And in those moments, you need to realize it is not just a video. It is not just a scroll. It is an action towards becoming the man that you don't want to be. Because it all counts. The scrolling, the mindless consumption, detaching, procrastination, it all goes towards the other side of you. The person that you don't want to be. And if you keep letting it in, even if it's once a day, it's going to start piling. And over the course of time, you're going to start losing your progress, your momentum, and you're going to feel behind because you're creating that for yourself. It is not just one video. It is not just one scroll. It is an opportunity to prove yourself to God and also yourself. Because the longest relationship you will ever have and the closest relationship, first is God, second is yourself. Your relationship with yourself matters. And what you do today matters. How you show up, how you execute, it all counts. It all moves the needle forward in a negative way or a positive way. And that video, that reel is creating momentum in the opposite direction. Not only that, but it is creating a mentality that you are not the person who can resist the boredom. You are telling your subconscious mind every time you do that, I am not the man who resists. I am not the man who can be with his emotions. I am not the man who can ignore his distractions and focus on what matters most. And slowly over time, your confidence will erode. I tell you this because I've learned this through myself. While growing in my life, while becoming more mature, while trying to become my best self, while becoming my best self, there have been many moments where I've fallen off the ship. Many times where I was on it, I was doing it, I was consistent, and that one decision to scroll, to take it easy, caused me to fall into a rut. And I tell you this because I love you and I care about your success. I would be so much further in my own life when it comes to my business, my fitness, my personal life, if I were to just ignore those temptations, if I were to have just gotten out of my own head and not detached. Because every time I have, it's not just a scroll, it's not just a video, it slowly erodes you. Social media is evil. It is ran by people who want your attention. It is ran by people who are paying billions of dollars to learn how to grab your eyeballs and keep it on the screen. And we all know how damaging it is. It destroys your attention. It actually can increase ADHD. I think I read one study where it said it can increase autism or something like that. It's a horrible thing. And you cannot let it get you. And if it does, you need to learn how to cut your losses. Okay, here's the next thing. We're not perfect. No one is perfect. You will never be 100%. Ever. There's always going to be a room for improvement. What you have to do is you have to grow from where you're at. Instead of scrolling for 3 hours, man, let's get it down to 2.5, okay? Go from 2.5 to 2, 2.5, or 2 to 1, whatever. If you do watch a reel, if you watch a YouTube video, that's kind of dumb. Don't get yourself in that rut. Do not overcomplicate it. Yes, you wasted some time. Cut your loss. You still have the rest of the day to make it matter. And I'll tell you this right now, you don't need 24 hours to win the day. You just need to do one small decision. Make your bed, walk your dog, eat a clean meal, reset, drink a gallon of water. That small win carries into everything else you do for the rest of the day. And all of a sudden you win it. It's by the small daily action. And you need to be careful. Because from someone who has been on it, I've done 75 hard. I've read the self-development books. I've started multiple businesses and I've seen them become successful. I've invested in stocks. I've grown in my fitness journey. I've learned micronutrients and how to properly eat. I have been in the game of self-improvement. The worst thing you can do is detach, is give yourself a break when in all reality, you are just escaping from the work you need to do. The work is not evil. The work is freedom. The discipline is freedom. Everything that is hard is worth doing for a reason. And the reason you are having this temptation to scroll, to detach, to be a zombie is because God knows and you know you're called for more. But because you're called for more, you have to be brought through the fire. You have to be purified. You have to be molded, reshaped, and that's painful. And that pain oftentimes is resisting temptation. Because if you can resist this temptation, it's going to carry over in other areas. If you can't resist watching a reel, if you can't resist watching this new YouTube video, who's to say you're going to resist saying no to your sexual sin? Who's to say that you're going to say no to that cheat meal that you should not have? And then eventually you say no to the gym, no to the new business, no to investing, yes to the Starbucks coffee, yes to the McDonald's, yes to looking like a pear for the rest of your life, having gelatinous titties that just roll over you. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Do not scroll. Do not take this opportunity to waste it. God gave you a new 24 hours. 170,000 people did not get this opportunity. 170,000 people died overnight. That's harsh, but it's brutal, but it's true. You were not one of those 170,000 people. You woke up today with an opportunity, with a mission, with a purpose to pursue. You are put here for a reason, and you cannot waste time, waste energy, waste effort on watching videos when you are called to create, when you are called to be more. Get out there and go kill the day. Do not just listen to this message. Do not just put this on your watch later. Do not just share this with your friends. Do not just take notes. Listen. Put it true on your heart. Take these words of mine. Understand it. Think it through. And then go take action on it. It's one thing to watch this video. It's another thing to watch this video and apply it to your life. So don't just watch this message. Get out there and kill the day.